All right, y'all. White man exposes white women and he left no crumbs behind. That's what I'm reading right now. Look, before we get into the video, hype your boy up. Y'all know there's only two YouTubers in the whole world that do that, and I'm both of them.
Years ago, a creator named Sierra Thompson caused an uproar when she said that one of the most dangerous groups in the US is white women. What she was referring to is the long history of white women's lies leading to horrifying acts of violence against Black Americans. For example, in 1921 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a 19-year-old Black teenager named Dick Rowland accidentally bumped into a white woman named Sarah Page in an elevator.
Allegedly.
Page screamed and ran away, and a lie spread that Rowland had assaulted her. This gave a white mob the excuse to go on a murder spree that left hundreds of Black people dead in what came to be known as the Tulsa Massacre. 2 years after this massacre, something similar happened in Rosewood, Florida. When a white woman named Fannie Taylor falsely accused a Black man of assaulting her, a white mob went on a rampage through the Black community, murdering dozens and throwing the bodies into mass graves. In 1955 in Mississippi, a white woman named Carolyn Bryant lied and told her husband that a Black teenager named Emmett Till had tried to assault her. That night, Bryant's husband went out and kidnapped Emmett Till, tortured, and murdered him. Neither Carolyn Bryant nor her husband ever faced any consequences for their actions. This dark history is the reason why Sierra Thompson argued that white women can be so dangerous. And she was also responding to several cases across the country in the past few years where white women have called the police on Black people, putting their lives in danger. For example, in 2020, a white woman called the police on a Black man birdwatching in Central Park after he asked her to put her dog on a leash. Because police encounters with Black Americans so often turn deadly, many people argued that by simply making that phone call, this woman was setting herself up to be an accomplice to murder. If we look back at history, what we find is that sometimes white women have played a terrifying role in the violence against Black people. And there were even some women who made a career out of calling for this kind of violence, both in the United States and around the world. In the 1920s, Ray Beveridge, a former actress turned right-wing activist, went on a speaking tour across Germany where she protested the presence of Black troops in that country. As part of the Versailles Treaty that ended World War I, the Rhineland in Germany became a demilitarized zone. And when the French army occupied that territory, they enlisted Black soldiers from Senegal. People like Beveridge began a racist campaign calling for these Black soldiers to be removed from Germany to protect white women. Her speeches were titled The Black Horror and The Black Shame. One way that she drummed up racist fears was by constantly warning about the threat of mixed-race children to the purity of the German race. During her tour of 25 German cities, Beveridge warned about the brutal cravings of these savage Blacks for white women. In one speech, she said that the Negro has much less capacity to think, but much stronger sensual feelings than the white.
Wow.
She said that Black beast with a wild erotic drive would assault white women, white girls, and white boys.
Wow.
She spread blatant lies.
Hold on, bro. I gotta stop it there, man. For her to be saying all this, and I know what I know, shit, they can't even compare Black dudes to no white dudes, bro. I don't know no Black dudes that want to watch a white man plow his wife to death. I don't know no Black dude that ever said, man, yeah, man, I just want to see my wife get plowed by a white man, bro. But guess what? All you got to do is go and do a quick search and type in the word cuckold and watch how many Black guys are smashing white wives, man. Come on now. Let's make it make sense, bro. Real talk, man. They talking about we the sexual deviant. Man, come on now. They got some freaky frogs out there, but we ain't touching y'all.
About how the victims of this unregulated passion of Black men would often be found close to death, their bodies torn through the brutal attacks, some of them with wounds from bites, which showed obviously how the wild Black beast had fallen upon its victim.
I hate the language.
Every single time Beveridge gave a speech, she would include dozens of outright lies, such as that 60% of the children of mixed race were born with syphilis, or that in German brothels, every girl has to satisfy 10 Black men every 3 hours. She even took propaganda photos like this one, where she held a well-nourished Black child and a malnourished white child, trying to claim that Black children were treated better than white children in Germany. During her speeches, Beveridge constantly used the N-word when describing black people, and she argued that the use by France of black troops on the Rhine was detrimental to the culture of the world. She instructed her listeners in Germany to solve this problem the same way that American men did in the South, by lynching. She told them, "Your weapons have been taken away from you, but there is always a rope and a tree. Take up the natural weapons used by our men of the South."
Bro, there's always a rope in a tree. This is the history that they need to be teaching folks before they open up their mouth and claim that us black folks are just all wild and unlawful and just crazy. Like, they need to be taught this. This needs to be taught in starting 8th grade, bro, at least 8th grade. Because, you know, in elementary, it might be too soon for them to realize that they fucked up, man. They might, let's start it in elementary. Shit.
Lynch. Hang every black who assaults the white race.
Oh.
Often crowds of 50,000 Germans would listen to these speeches, which Beveridge was paid extremely well for. Another white woman who called for the lynching of black men was the feminist Rebecca Latimer Felton from Georgia. In 1897, she warned that black men were roaming America with a license to degrade and debauch. During one speech in Georgia, Felton said, "If it needs lynching to protect white women's dearest possession from the ravening human beast, then I say lynch."
Bro, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop pausing it after this, but I feel like she was projecting. She wanted to sleep with black men, but because of the time that she grew up in, she couldn't deal with it on an internal level. She was fighting morally from the inside. She was saying to herself, why do I feel so conflicted? I want to sleep with these black men, but I know that it is frowned upon. So you know what? And it's kind of like the secretly homosexual closeted Republicans, the ones that hate gay people and don't like gay marriage and LGBTQ and all of that stuff. But they are the ones who are secretly downloading all of the gay dating apps. They're the ones who are watching gay pornography. They're the ones who are secretly gay, but outwardly they just hate gay people. This is what I believe about this white woman. She love us, man. She liked the fact that we could touch the back of the oven and reach places that her counterpart couldn't reach, man. That's what that was, man. She like to be filled up.
1,000 times a week if necessary. Now, it's important to note that these accusations of an epidemic of black men assaulting white women were completely false.
Yep.
In the 1890s, the anti-lynching activist Ida B. Wells conducted in-depth investigations into these charges. She found that in a majority of lynchings, the accusations of black men assaulting white women were false and were only invented later as an excuse to justify this racist violence. The fact that white women played a key role in racism and white supremacy should come as no surprise. From the moment that enslaved Africans arrived in the Americas, white women were critical to the maintenance of slavery and white supremacy. In the book They Were Her Property, Stephanie E. Jones Rogers shows that white women employed management techniques that were as effective and brutal as those used by slave-owning men. White women actively participated in the slave market, profited from it, and used it for economic and social empowerment. The role of women in white supremacy hasn't gone away either. Ever since Trump won in 2016, many people have argued that his victory was rooted in white supremacy and racism. And white women played a key role in electing Trump in 2016 and 2024. Also, in the past few years, we've seen a disturbing rise in white women openly embracing anti-black racism and being proud of their potential to cause harm to black Americans. In 2018, Mississippi Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith told an audience that if she was invited to a public hanging, she'd be in the front row.
Of course, it's legacy, tradition. She from Mississippi, bro. Look at this. This somebody grandma, bro. This somebody grandma that they gonna sit up here and lie to me and say, man, nah, my grandma ain't racist. Hell yeah, she is, nigga. She was raised by one too. And her grandparents was raised by one. Mississippi ain't nothing but a bunch of racist white folks, dog. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I would not recommend moving there. I lived there First time I ever been called the N-word was in Mississippi, man. Listen. Boy, please, man. They ain't gonna never pull no wool over my eyes, man. Nah, man, we don't see color. Shut your ass up.
Pointed out how disgusting this statement was, considering that Mississippi had the highest number of lynchings of Black Americans in the country. For decades,
racism.
2 to 3 Black people were publicly hanged or burned alive in Mississippi every week. In 2019, a white woman named Nancy Goodman was caught on camera calling a Black woman a stupid N-word in a restaurant. When she was later asked about the incident, she said she would happily use that word again.
Of course.
More recently, a white woman named Shiloh Hendricks called a Black child the N-word at a park in Minnesota. When she set up an online fundraiser, she raised over $600,000 from people who left comments like, "White unity will unite," "Whites stand strong," and "White rise." After this story spread around the world, a white woman named Lily Gaddis went on the Piers Morgan show, and she not only defended Shiloh Hendricks using this racial slur against a child, but she admitted that she frequently uses the N-word herself.
Guys, I'm not 100% sure, but it goes back to that last lady that I was talking about, the one who probably secretly wants to get her back blown out by someone with the BBC genetics. She wants the proverbial oven touched way in the back. That's what she wants, right? This lady, I heard, has a mixed baby. I heard that her baby daddy is Black, or he's half Black, one of the two. I'm just saying, bro, it's projection. It's projection. Secretly lovers. They secretly love us, man. They just like feeling filled up, bro. That's it is what it is, man. They say we're the most masculine looking men on earth. That's what they say. That's what they say. And women love masculinity, just like men love femininity.
When white women admit to using the N-word and take pride in their ability to weaponize their whiteness and put Black lives in danger, they are following in a dark legacy in this country that goes back to the days of slavery and lynching. That's why it's been so disheartening to see some white women come on this app and talk about how they have Black fatigue. Whenever any white person uses this phrase, we all know what they're really saying. Black fatigue is just another way of saying the N-word. And we've seen this kind of rebranding before. We saw how in the early 2000s, white people started using the word thug instead of the N-word. We've seen how racists used the term alt-right when they were really describing the same white supremacy this country has always dealt with.
Hey, dog, that's the good thing about white folks, man, the racist ones, man. They got so many different names to secretly be racist. Like, if you're not smart, I know y'all are, because y'all on it. If y'all find this type of content interesting, that means y'all ain't stupid. Real talk. So with that being said, super predator, basically calling you an N-word. Thug, calling you the N-word. Welfare queen, N-word. Crack baby, N-word. Illegal, undocumented. Those are the derogatory slurs for Hispanic people who cross the border. They got a word for everybody, dog, if they don't like you, bro.
What's so troubling about this conversation around Black fatigue is that it fits into a trend of white women gaining influence by using racist dog whistles. When people like Ray Beveridge spread her hatred in the 1920s, she reached thousands of people. Thanks to social media, the Ray Beveridges of today can spread their hate to millions. Now, I want to make it clear that by covering this information, I'm in no way saying that we should condemn all white women or use this history to incite violence or hatred against any women.
They got some
We
cool
can't
white women
change
out
the
there.
past, but we can change how we act in the present and how we work together to build a better future. We have to stand up and condemn racism whenever we see it, no matter who it comes from. Because the only real fatigue comes from living in a country that is still poisoned by racism and division. The only way to move forward is united as one.
Yeah, bro, that's wild. Hey, dog, if you're a Black man and you are culturally Black, like you feel like you Black, you the type of person that watch these videos, I know for a fact. If you're taking a stroll at night and it's you by yourself and there's a white woman in front of you, I know instantly you are just like on some, man, let me give her some distance. Let me give her some space, because this could turn ugly. I cross the street when I see white ladies, bro. Real talk, man. I remember one time I was coming out the store, bro. I was leaving out of Trader Joe's. I went over there to get me some lamb, dog. They always got the lamb over there. I can't find it in other stores for whatever reason. But anyways, it's right around the time they about to close, bro. Man, they had a white lady and her white daughter who looked like she was probably 6 or 7 years old, right? And I was, behind them walking, and I looked at them and they looked at me, and I could instantly feel it like, bro, man, I'm not about to do nothing to you, man. I got my Trader Joe bag. Do I look like I'm about to do you something? Bro, because I feel like all it takes is one phone call from a white lady saying that there's a black man following me, bro, and I'm going straight to jail.
White liberal women are the most dangerous species in the United States. I repeat, liberal white women are the most dangerous species in the United States.
I saw a meme the other day that said Republicans, outwardly racist, secretly gay. And then I saw one about the Democrats. It said outwardly gay, secretly racist, bro. Like, that's some crazy shit, man. But it low key starting to feel like that.
Because white women are dangerous, and white women have always been dangerous. Non-white women cannot assume that a white woman is an ally. In the same way that us women cannot assume that a man is an ally and that he's a safe person, women of color have never been able to assume that we are an ally. We have shown historically that we are an ally when it benefits us and we need the numbers. Does this necessarily apply to you? Absolutely not. I don't know you. But if you take offense to this and you don't understand why I said it, or you don't understand the historical context, then that's on you. Beyond just not being an ally, white women have been dangerous historically because they have got black men killed. Black men have been lynched simply by a woman being uncomfortable, the black man around her. White women are dangerous because they refuse to learn. They refuse to accept and acknowledge their internal biases and their internal prejudices and their racism. An example of this just recently, actually going on still, I'm going to name names. There's a white woman on here that has a pretty big platform who said data centers should be put in the bad communities and leave the good communities' water alone, and specifically pointed out Flint. Here we are talking about Michigan again. Now, when she was called out about how that was racism, she didn't say, oh, I'm wrong. I need to look into this. I need to learn about this brand of racism and why I've internalized it so much and why I would think that it's okay. She blocked people. She cried about it.
Well, it sounded like somebody getting their cheeks slapped in the background. I know I ain't tripping.
Why I would think that it's okay. She blocked people. She cried about it. She's made multiple apology videos without an apology. Been unwilling to learn. White women and their unwillingness to learn makes them dangerous. And it's important that we understand that and recognize it, and we acknowledge that it lives inside of us. There is systemic racism, and it's deep down inside of us, and we need to actively combat it. Turning our heads and shutting our eyes is not going to get us anywhere. White women are dangerous, and we need to accept that so that we can change it.
Have you guys noticed how white liberal women have become the new punching bags of the right, the new boogeymen of the right, especially in the wake of Renee Good's murder? I've seen conservatives refer to white liberal women as the most dangerous demographic in America and say that white liberal women are essentially ruining the country. So why is that? Why are they going after not just liberal women, but white liberal women specifically? Well, the answer has to do with white supremacy. Now, that might sound crazy, but just bear with me. Just hear me out. Now, there is a real concentrated effort by the right and this administration to uphold what they think America should be, which is a white ethno-state completely dominated by white Christian Western values.
Thanks.
And anybody that doesn't fit into that criteria needs to get the hell out of here.
That's why your boy Officer Tatum, dog, he's been like, man, I'm American first. As long as they come here and they want to live by American values and standards, then I'm okay with that. He's been brainwashed to that point. They got other people like Myron Gaines and shit like that that say, I don't want to live in a country that's not ran by white folks, governed by white folks, patrolled by white folks. Boy, bro, y'all sick in the head, man.
I see conservatives constantly fear-mongering about immigrants. Somalians coming into this country is so spooky. After Zohran Mamdani went in New York, they said Muslims were invading the country. And that's why they're going after brown people in general, because they don't think that they're compatible with our Western values, whatever the fuck that means. And it also explains why this administration is going after any brown person they could get their hands on, no matter if you're legal or not. If you speak with an accent, look brown, don't look like how America should look, we're going to come after you and we're going to deport you. In fact, this administration is trying to stop even legal immigration from brown countries while simultaneously shipping in white people from South Africa, refugees as he calls them. So like I said, this administration and the right are trying to uphold white supremacy in this country. But the only way you can truly uphold white supremacy and make it stick is if all white people are in agreement and support that idea, including white liberal women. So when they see these white liberal women out there in the trenches in Minneapolis, you know, standing up to ICE, you know, standing up for their immigrant neighbors, standing up for marginalized communities, you know, that enrages them because in their eyes, they're betraying their agenda. They're betraying the white agenda because they know in order for their white supremacy plot to work, they're going to need the help of these white liberal women too. So to all the white liberal women out there, keep doing what you do. Do not crack under pressure. Your voice is important now more than ever. Keep standing up for what's right. Don't let these white supremacists use you as cannon fodder for the race war.
Hey, dog, I always like to use this analogy, man. It's like the 300. Leonidas and his 300 men. A galvanized, homogenous group of people can do a lot to a people who are not equally yoked, who are not homogenized. Real talk. 300 people who are on the same page, fighting for the same thing, can literally destroy 1,000 people, 10,000 people. So, in other words, what he's saying is this: if they can get them liberal women to get on board, man, bro, that's it. That's it. That's all they need. If everybody is in the same boat, rowing in the same direction, they can get to the destination they want to get to, right? That's what they can do. So, yeah, I believe everything he just said.
I think one of the most harmful things about racism is that it has essentially made the truth controversial. I know a lot of Black people are not comfortable with telling the truth because there's a level of controversy in that truth. For instance, I made a video recently about how dangerous a lot of white women can be in this society. And there was pushback, which is weird because that's the truth. And over and over and over again, we have seen instances of white women being dangerous to Black people and people of color. And still, we find controversy in that fact. For instance, I recently saw a video of a hotel worker being harassed by a white woman. He has to physically subdue this woman from harming him. Now, keep in mind, this is a Black man. And so he is physically restraining this woman because she's trying to harm him.
That's a dangerous
situation. And the police come. Guess who they arrest?
Him.
You got it, the Black guy. Because individual white women are backed by a system that sees them as damsels in distress. When white women are perceived as damsels in distress, every single person they come in contact with, they are a danger to. Because if you by default see a white woman as a damsel in distress, and by default you see a Black person as dangerous and violent, put two and two together. If there is a Black person or person of color in proximity to a white woman, they are seen and perceived as a threat to that woman. Are you following me? Your personal feelings on this matter are not important because the fact of the matter is that you are dangerous to Black people and people of color by proximity. The first step in solving racism is white people need to step up and remove the controversy from fact. Your feelings don't matter. The truth does.
Hey, bro, one of my nightmares that I had a couple years ago, situation kind of like how she just described it, right? Set the scene. I'm in a building. I'm looking good, smelling good, feeling good. I got a suit on. I don't know where I'm coming from. Long story short, white lady looking at me. I'm sipping an old fashioned, something classic. And she gonna say, nonverbal communication. I know what the hell that mean. I'm eating my food, chicken wings. She says, are those the wings? And I look at her like, and I got my headphones on. So I'm like, I don't want to be spoken to. She gets in her feeling like, God, you don't have to be in an attitude. And then we go back and forth, back and forth. Next thing you know, she putting her hands on me. I done got punched on about 30 times, dog. I'm asking her to get off of me. I'm telling everybody this lady's attacking me and nobody won't help me. So I finally push her. But when I push her, the police just so happen to be there and they just see me push her. They didn't see the 30 times she hit me. They throw me in handcuffs in the back of the paddy wagon. I'm in jail. That's a dream, dog. It could happen, bro. You don't want to be in that. You don't want that. You don't want that type of shit, bro. You can call the police.
I do want to premise this video with a warning and say that I did hit the cart right before this, so proceed at your own risk. But I would say that white women are some of the most difficult people to trust, or like the worst people to trust. Fuck it, I'll say it. Because looking at the white woman or the white girl's role in history, she's always been like a malevolent bystander, if that makes sense. Like, she doesn't have any real power in the system around her, but she can make things happen. She can say certain things. Stay with me. You gotta stay with me. Like, even now, there's already a societal connotation of warning around white women. The trope in the black community already exists for like black men to avoid white women. Because like, oh, you'll go to court, or like you'll catch a case, da da da. Like that already exists. Like that belief already exists.
Well, I'm not playing.
And just like thinking about it deeper, I think that like while they don't pose a real threat, like a physical threat, their voice, like their white woman voice, means more to the white man than our black ass voice ever will. Am I cooking here?
Really?
Hey, she ain't lying though, dog. Like I just said, if you get in a fight with a white woman, bro, y'all both beating the hell out of each other and no cameras or no witnesses are around. I'm willing to bet my whole life that you're going to jail and she's not. She gonna spin that story. He attacked me. Whole time y'all had a fist fight together. She started it. You going to jail. You're going to jail. All right, don't be more serious.
White women are the most dangerous, not the skinheads or the Republicans or the neo-Yazis. I said it once. I'll say it again. I'll say it a third time. I will scream it from my roof. White women are the most dangerous people to people of color. Why? It's because they forget that just because they are a woman, that it doesn't, negate the fact that they are still white, that they still get privilege, that they get, but the oppression that they are experiencing, even if they are LGBTQ, is lukewarm. It's air conditioned compared to the people of color who are also trans, who are also Muslim, who are also disabled. Like, do you not get that? White women love to hide behind this guise of being an ally, of being there for the movement, without realizing that a lot of the times that means admitting that you're wrong, because as a white person, you have severe blind spots because you are not aware of all the oppression that goes on, because you don't experience all of it. You only experience like a handful of what we have experienced, to the point that we've experienced trauma. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean like being homeless, or if you experience like abuse, doesn't negate that. Like those experiences are your experiences, and hold them close to you. Do whatever you need to let it out. That still doesn't mean you understand the experiences of people of color, the systemic racism and all the other social aspects of racism. And when it comes to class solidarity, we must attack racism first before we come together as a class. Because you know what? Once we have class solidarity, guess who's going to be in the front leading it? White men, when it should be people of color, because they're the ones who know what's going on best. They see things firsthand. We see things firsthand. We experience things firsthand. At least the skinheads, the Republicans, the neo-Yazis, they wear their shit proud. They are not ashamed of who they are. They will let me know to my face that they hate me and they want me to. White women will call me their best friend. White women will invite me to their home. White women will say out here, verbalize, I love you, I'm your supporter, always be there for you. Well, up here in their brain, they're thinking, you need to go back to Mexico. You need to go back to Mexico. Does that not sound dangerous to you? Or do you just genuinely not understand the concept of being oppressed by any white person? And the fact that that is dangerous, especially when you try to pretend to be friends with someone and can't acknowledge the power dynamic.
Hey, I be doing a lot of research and stuff for these videos, right? And I came across a lot of videos of black men, black women, just non-white men and non-white women all together. And it seems to be a common theme in the workplace, especially for these white collar jobs, man. There's always a white lady there who is upset that you don't kiss her damn ass all day, that you don't acknowledge that she exists. that you don't respect her fake authority, because there's always that one person at the job who act like they're a supervisor, but they ain't no damn supervisor. Then they send emails to the boss saying she's aggressive. He is unapproachable. He is the type of person that wasn't trying to get on to the company's culture. He wants to work and then go home. That's a problem to them. And those are the people who are basically getting you fired, getting you in trouble, making people hate you at work because they label you as like, just, bro, some of us don't want to talk to y'all. The hell, you ain't talking about nothing. Nigga don't care. Yeah, I got to bring little Connor to jujitsu today because my husband, he's always working. He's never home. I don't give a shit. God damn it. Anyways, hope y'all like this video. Hope you hit the sub button for your boy. Get us to 70K and then hype me up. Straight up, man. I'm going to get at y'all on the next one.